What's up, gamers? It's time once again for Valhalla, the drinking simulator. Or the bartender simulator, of course. Let's see where we loaded last time. Day 5. We haven't checked. So bought what you wanted, right? We bought what you wanted last time. And the little Christmas tree because it's getting to that time of year. Let's see. What do we need to do? Did we check on these? I don't think we did. Oh my god! Yeah, we definitely didn't check on these last time. So let's check on them this time. A white knight just beat me up. Bruh! Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff going on, minus the streaming Sean thread. A white knight just beat me up. I'm freaking crying right now, let me tell you the story. Waiting for OP to deliver. I'm here. Anyway, here it goes. I was going home after buying groceries at the store. I was very tired because I just had to line up for hours just to buy my milk. And when I finally got out of there, a group of 3 white knights stopped me and started asking for my ID and also wanted to see my bag to check if I wasn't a scalper. And once they saw everything was in order, they asked me for a military service ID. And just, what the frick? Why would I have that on me? And there's no enforced conscription anymore. It doesn't make sense. And because I didn't have it on me, they asked for money or else they'd plant drugs on me. I of course refused, but then they lose their patience and one of them hit me right in the temple with a gun. I was bleeding like crazy on the floor, so they just took my groceries and left. Oh my god. Holy shit, man, I freaking hate this place. I hate it so much, I want to leave this freaking hellhole. I'm so tired of this shit every freaking day. Dang! Wow. Wow. Straight up. That's it. That's it for the thread. Just the story. Look, I'm not saying this didn't happen. Because it could happen, but I can't believe they took his groceries. Yeah. Damn, rip, I guess. I know. Now we're gonna go to the streaming Sean thread. The most important and, conspicuous thread? Let's see. Did anyone see last night's escapade? She went at the Valhalla bar. Oh no! They're gonna talk about us. Wait, hold on. I take jacket off because it's getting warm. Let me move chat a little bit. There we go. Okay. It was alright. Bartender was a cutie, but man is she full of herself. I don't care, I'm going next week and ask her for a date. We all know you won't. Pretty sure nobody here has the guts to ask someone out. Ha. She's still sleeping? Yeah, the bartender has been telling everyone they need to be careful with their words. Lol. I wonder if there's illegal activity going on there. Like, why would anyone need to be careful of what you say? Dude, if you're on live, of course you need to be careful what you say. Jill is the smart one here. Maybe they're avoiding casual racism. No. You say you take your jacket off, but the model didn't change? Dude, that's just what you see. And in real life, the model did indeed change. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked, bro. True, still. It wouldn't be rare for them to do shady stuff. This freaking city, haha. At least she's sleeping now. Last time I saw her taking some rest was about a week ago. Crash is one hell of a drug. Dang, so she was on drugs? She was actually on drugs, staying up for a whole entire week. Huh? That's dangerous. Yeah, that's dangerous. And then Apollo Bank is getting attacked. From, the, rabbit? The rabbit thing, right? Oh, Alice! Not Rabbit, or Alice Rabbit, or, well, one of them. And no one is reporting on it. Are you actually surprised? Considering the nature of their threats, it's clear that Quincy doesn't want to take the blame. What a freaking coward. Do we have any sources there? I'm posting from the site, and it looks like somebody's inside the bank with a huge bomb, threatening to blow up the building. This is what happened yesterday, isn't it? Any demands? They want Quincy to quit and the White Knights disband. Wow. So they're actually helping the protesters? That's not the way to help the people. What if it's just a huge false flag to blame the opposition? I wouldn't be surprised. This freaking place, lol. Welcome to the 1 week subathon? Wait, what's a subathon? Oh my god, am I out of the loop? Let's wait for more info. Yeah, because it just happened yesterday, so they gotta wait for more info. Understandable, understandable. And then that's the important stuff out of the way. Now we have Namo Camo, but we already did that last time. So let's just go to work. May the gods guide Say to safety. I know, my god. He was probably there when that happened. What's a subathon on Twitch? When a streamer hosts a subathon, they eternally choose a trade action for subs. For instance, a streamer may add a set amount of time to the stream, or they may do something special after receiving a set amount of subs. Examples will include dancing on stream or playing a specific game. The streamer doesn't know streamer lingo. Oh my god. Maybe. I'll have to come up with something for that. That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. That happened. Yeah, I'm learning still. I'm still baby streamer. I am still baby. Almost a year and I'm still baby. Let's go to work. Oh my god, should I play the Les Mis? The Les Mis battle simulator? For 20 subs? Oh my god. Oh, there's many ideas. Many ideas. It happens all the time? What? This information is brought to you by Google Search. Please give us your data. Oh, dude, I'll give you all the data you want, Spook Pickles. Good evening. Huh? I didn't expect you today. I was waiting for you to call and say you wouldn't be coming or something. Things at the Apollo Bank are getting ugly, so that means more people will be looking for a drink. Ah. Let me move myself quite a bit. Okay. You can take a break, you know. You're quite the hard worker. The streets are not exactly safe right now. They've never been when you get down to it. Besides, I can't afford to not come with the bar closing soon. I wonder if any bar has used impending closure as means to getting their employees to work. Seems like the total opposite would happen. Not to mention I get bored out of my brains in my apartment, so I'd rather come here anyway. Yeah. Rather come to work than be alone with your own thoughts. Am I right, guys? What did you say? Nothing important. Gil isn't back yet? Nope. Wouldn't worry too much about him, though. If you say so. That girl still here? Yep, she was sleeping so peacefully I felt bad about waking her up. Oh, great. Freaking streamer Chan. I'm not looking forward to her waking up in the middle of our shift. So, would you mind doing that for me? Actually, yes, I mind. Just leave her there until she wakes up. Dude, how do we know she's not dead or in a coma or something? Oh my god. I've seen people do subathons that end up lasting for 2 weeks straight of streaming. Oh my god! That is... wow. That is insane. Suppers, Hex. Suppers. Suppers? You know that's slang for dinner, right? Dude, it's not supper yet. Maybe in a couple hours. But you're the boss, and it's kind of my fault she's here in the first place. Sorry about that. Hey, young lady. Sleep for another hour, we'll start to charging you a motel fee. Oh god, here we go. Where am I? Oh, right. The shoddy downtown bar. Let's see, all my gear is in place. And neither my pants nor my panty, shirt, or bra have been displaced. Oh, it's the flat bartender. Good morning. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Not even long compared to other people. Dude, I can't imagine going a full week. Maybe I could do a 24-hour one. That would be interesting. You'd be able to see me both sleep-deprived and awake and slowly deteriorate over time. That's always fun, isn't it? Watching someone's cognitive ability deteriorate. That's super fun. Good evening. Evening? Oh well, it's the best day of sleep I've ever had in quite some time. Sorry for all the trouble I may have caused you today or last night. Don't worry. You're so nice, flat bartender. Oh, premium win. Woo. Oh my god, shut up. Thanks for taking care of me. Bye. Oh, okay. Oh, heck. Well, I'm glad that was the end of that. And she didn't, you know, take up much of our time. Hello, guys and gals. Streamingtron's back in action with our batteries loaded. Oh, the moon! It burns! Bro, the moon is wonderful. What are you talking about? I feel like I've just unleashed something terrible into the world. Come on, it's not that bad. Say, what's this bottle? The client gave it to me yesterday. A gift of sorts, I'm guessing. Oh, cool. Ew. Some sort of rum. Rum? Nice. Nice! Want me to serve you a bit of it? Yeah, sure. Let's give boss some rum. Go to the bottle drinks tab and drag it to the shaker before mixing. Well, rum, grandpa booze. Are we gonna start serving this, or is this limited quality? And just shake it. Shake, 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 shake. Rum. Here. Alright. I'm gonna enjoy this in my office, thanks. Anytime. Okay, then. I don't think... I think we have a pretty good selection here. I think we have a pretty good selection. I don't think we need to change anything. Yeah, we'll just shuffle it like always. If I hear a song that I'm not too jazzed about, then I'll change it. But for now, we're gonna stay with this. This is the best song to start out with. I don't freaking care what anyone says. This is a good song to start out with. Shuffle. Time to mix, serve, mix, and change lives. Serve, mix, serve drinks, right? Wait, that's not how it goes. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ah, no one here to retort. Rip. Man, it feels lonely without Gil here. I just hope the restlessness in the streets doesn't lead to dangerous or weird types coming in here. Good evening. Brain? Holy shit, that was a record-breaking jinx. Well, welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? I'll have a blue fairy. Don't make a joke about becoming real. Don't make a joke about becoming real. Oh god, on it. Let's give this brain a blue fairy. Well, how did he get in here? Unless he has a body. Doesn't he? Maybe he's just on a... What's it called? You know, the thing that you speed around in and people have hard trouble controlling? Not a car. Not a car. Okay, wait. How does a brain even drink? Should we get the brain drunk, if that's even possible? I don't know. Sure. Let's put in a couple. Because why not? And then age it, and then mix it. Mix, 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 mix. There we go. Here you go. Nice, yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. Had some audio issues on the end. What did you miss? Not much. Brain showed up. So, how are you gonna... Oh, you can grab stuff. Should have figured as much. You can drink stuff? And eat. I have the same system Lilum do. Can I ask you something? Miss... Miss... Call me Taylor. Just Taylor. And yes, a cutie like you can ask me anything. Oh, great. This is your brain on alcohol. This is your brain on alcohol, though I doubt it looks this majestic and pretty. Like an otherworldly type brain, huh? Okay, Taylor. You have to be the first person I've met that didn't just go, okay, just Taylor. Nah, too easy. Too easy. You are a brain in the jar, right? There's a whole freaking philosophical thing about a brain in a jar. Oh my god, I remember reading it and just being so hecking confused. Oh my god, you should look it up though, it's pretty interesting. I'm sure not a hologram, of that I'm sure. Yep, I'm a bona fide human brain in a jar. So, how? Why? What? Does my handsomeness make you speechless? Oh, yeah, super handsome. I love the colors of your wires. Ooh, that's pretty jazzy. You know, it's something a girl sees every day. That's saying quite a bit in these parts. Fear not, for I have a speech prepared in these situations. A speech? I like your folds. Yeah, you're the wrinkliest brain I've ever seen. Oh my god. You're seeing one of the 5 great living bottled brains of the world. We are brains living in conditions that allow us to exist as any other humanoid creature, all while computers in our jars scan our activities. In a slow but steady manner, we are helping the world understand the inner workings of nature's most complex computer. I'm guessing you prepared that after being asked the same question too many times, huh? Not out of exasperation or anything like that, mind you. I just wanted to have something thoughtful prepared. No, that's pretty wholesome. He is kind of cute for a brain, you know? Look, I even have a couple pamphlets with me. You want one? Sure. What brings you out of the world's 5 brains in jars to this place, though? Oh, I'm from around here, actually. I just wanted to take a walk for the first time in quite a bit of time. Have you come here before? Sadly, no. Otherwise, I'd remember a cute face like yours. Oh, brain in a jar. I mean, Taylor, sorry. Speaking of which, can I have your name? It's Jill. Jill? That's a really cute name. Yo, this brain got people acting up. I know. Pretty crazy. Thank you. Say, weren't you scared of going outside today? What with the commotion around and all? It didn't stop you from coming here either, did it? Well, I have a job, so I'm kind of forced to come here. You had a choice, though. Well, technically we all have choices now, don't we? I had a choice to come to work despite there being terrorism going on in the streets. And I was bored enough to do it anyway. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna take more than cryptic but ominous news to stop me. You're awfully energetic. Did you know that? Sorry, does that bother you? No, not at all. Just like figured a brain in a jar wouldn't be so happy. While I was alive, my body got to a point where there wasn't much I could do. This new state of existence allows me to accomplish more than I ever could before. Plus, I'm doing something that'll help people in the long run. Aw, now that's a wholesome little brain. Wholesome big brain. Wouldn't you be happy? I wonder. You want to make me happy, Jill? Oh no. Oh no. Taylor, back up. Depends on what it takes. Don't worry, just give me a beer. Alright then, yeah, I'll make you happy. 1 beer to make Taylor happy. 1 happy brain in a jar. Didn't think I'd be doing that today, but here we are. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Mix. Make it big? You know? I'll consider it. Should I make this drink big for the big brain? You know, why not? We're not doing a perfect run. We already messed up once already. Why not? Make it big. That's all it takes. One quote from someone, and I'll make it big. Nice! No mess ups. Here, a beer. Ah yes, no matter what happens, beer is always good. It's interesting though, just yesterday I was talking to a client about brain uploads. You were? Yeah, we were talking about how even if you upload your brain, you'd still be here. I've thought about that too. You think the you in the cybernetic environment world would feel like she was indeed transferred? I think so. I mean, if you weren't really experiencing the world physically, I feel like you wouldn't feel like you know? Like, would she remember everything? Like waking up someplace else and so on? That's an interesting question. I was actually thinking earlier about being able to transfer someone's brain into a Lilum. One of the brains is being used in such an experiment, actually. They can make a functional Lilum. Unfortunately, the wiring and other such stuff make it more creepy than anything. They aren't transferring his identity or anything, though, just wiring him to a body. Oh. You'd think someone would rather do that than float around exposed in a jar. I know, put it like a tarp over it or something. You know? Can't you just put a brain in a jar and then put a robot around the jar to make it, you know, more presentable? Not that a brain in a jar is bad appearance at all. Don't get me wrong there. I have to admit the whole brain thing does look creepy. Okay, so he's aware. He's aware. Okay. But the body I'm telling you about is just uncanny looking. Speaking of uncanny, how did you feel when you saw yourself like this for the first time? It was quite a shock, actually. It didn't last too long, though. I never was too attached to my body. Later in my life, that was almost literal. You know what the downside to this body is? I can't get drunk. Aww. So giving him a big beer doesn't even do anything. This is so sad. If you want to call that a downside. If you wanted to drink alcohol for the taste, there are many alternatives. Dude, that's literally me though. I'd want to drink alcohol just for the taste, but I've realized that no matter what alcohol you have, if it's above 10%, it's just gonna taste like alcohol. I search ever for the drink that actually tastes yummy, you know? Drunkenness is a part of the whole experience. Why though? Lilum can get drunk no problem. Yeah, but in their case, their brain's a computer attached to their body. Getting drunk causes their brains to reduce the input speed to their bodies. Depending on the model, their drunk subroutine might throw in different behavioral cycle even. It's hard to get drunk when the whole point of you being in a jar is figuring exactly how you work. Ah. But still, if you drink and the nutrients from the drink goes into your brain, wouldn't that produce the same effects as being drunk? Or do they purposefully prevent you from getting drunk? Yeah, you're right. Hey, Jill. Oh, Alma. Alma! Oh my god. Alma, I miss you. Just Alma. Where's the courtesy one would expect from the plebeian bar staff? Welcome to Valhalla. What can I get you? Happy? Not when you put it that way. Why, hello there, beautiful. No hitting on Alma while I'm here. Alright. Whoa! You hurt my feelings with that, darling. Sorry. You don't see talking disembodied brains every day. I mean, I did work at a summer in a little maintenance, but even then, those were talking heads. Oh, don't worry about it. At least you're not running or fainting. Your name was Alma, right? I'm Taylor. Oh, dude, I'm so worried. Is this gonna actually... I think being drunk requires the liver and blood. Well, being a brain requires blood. Doesn't it? Well... Okay, it really depends on how the brain whole thing works, doesn't it? I won't judge it too harshly. Well, nice to meet you, Taylor. Say, Alma, can I buy you a drink? Sorry, I only date people who are at least 50% organic and have at least one face. I know just what to strive for then. Just kidding. It'd make me happy to make you happy by buying you a drink. Does that bother you? I guess if Jill's the bartender, I don't have a problem with that. Awesome. I'll pay for your next drink then. What will you have? I'll have a cobalt velvet. And you, Taylor? I'm fine, actually. You're gonna have me drink alone? I don't want to drink that much, but you don't even get drunk, so what's the point? Okay then. Like a cobalt velvet, straight from Taylor to Alma. Oh, cobalt velvet. Yeah, I might take this song out next time. I'm not vibing with it too hard, I'll be honest. Alright, 3... No. I real messed that up. 2, 3 of this, the green one. And 5 of this. Age? Rocks. Rocks. And mix. Did I mess that up? Why is it tilted? Why is it tilted? Maybe that's just the style that it's going for. Your drink? Hope you enjoy it. You know, you've been nicer to me these past minutes than at least 3 guys have been in the last year. Judging from the way you two talk, I'm guessing you've been a client here for a while now, right? Only for about half a year or so, if my memory serves right. Really? One would think it's been longer. It feels like it's been longer. Shut up, you love me and you know it. Oh, you can't expose me like that, not in front of Taylor. Oh god. So, you just started coming here and that was it? Well, the first time I came here, the other guy, speaking of which, where's Pablo? Gillian. How do you mess up Gillian that hard? Archimedes. 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 God. Dunno, adventuring or something. Probably cooped up with the terrorist activities happening across the street. Anyways, the other guy served me the first time I came here. Nothing unusual there. The next time I showed up, Jill here was the one serving, and I don't know, I just feel like she gets me. Aww. There's this chemistry. We click. Aww. The butchering on that one hurt. Apologies. We click, she says. The fact that I feel more chemistry with her than many other people is kinda sad though. It's always good to see a nice friendship. Sadly, it's getting late and I've gotta go. I'll leave you two lovely ladies alone. See ya. Bye. Please come again. That Taylor sure was nice. Bit weird at first though. Yeah, because you judge on appearances. Apparently one of 5 brains being studied by scientists or something. There's a summary of it in this pamphlet. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've heard of them before. Can't believe I actually met one. Say, Alma, how many people are there in your family? Just curious. I only know how to say that because of TF2. Oh, okay. I see. Well, aside from Mom and Dad, we're 4 sisters and 1 brother. Ah. Funnily enough, we all have names that start with the first 5 letters in the alphabet. Oh, that's quirky. That's quirky. So you're the eldest one? No, I'm actually the middle kid. Well then... Okay. You're the middle kid, but your name starts with an A? Don't think too much about it. I never said the order reflect our ages. Okay. My sister Carlotta is the eldest one. There's Diana, just before me. Then comes Eva, and at the bottom lies Billy. Sorry, the youngest one is Bernardo. You've never been alone, I'm guessing. Can't complain about that, I guess. It helps that we're never 5 in the same house. Ah. Oh, okay. By the time Evita and Bernie were born, Diana and Carlotta had already moved. Speaking of family, today I came because I needed a break from everything that's been going on with them. You live with them? No, but Evita and Bernie do. Not to mention I visit them almost every day. Anyway, my second eldest sister, Diana, just separated from her husband. Not even been a week, but she's already got some other guy in her bed. I see some parallels with how you guys deal with problems. You know, could be just me though. She left her kid with her husband's parents and pretty much forgot about them. Never mind the fact that they needed to go to school and all that. Damn. Diana's life had always been messy, but these days she's really making it big. She wants time to herself to live her life. Nah, now's not time for your love is a drug. Let's go back. No. There we go. There we go. She didn't think about that when she married the guy at 20. She didn't think about that when marrying a guy she had only known for like 3 months. You should take your own advice. Yeah, you really should. Hey, I'd never marry someone who could catch my attention so quickly, okay? Sure, there was that one time when it almost happened, but I blame the damn stadium kiss cam. Kiss cam. I was going out with a guy my little sister introduced me to. Seems he was her friend's brother or something. We went on a couple of times and he invited me to a basketball game. The mood was nice, but then later, the kiss cam focused on us and instead of kissing me, he proposed. I almost got caught in the mood and accepted. Huh. Yeah, that's really gotta suck. So I take it you rejected him in the stadium on the freaking kiss cam? We went out for like 3 weeks. I don't know, maybe he wanted to get in my pants with the old sex on wedding night line. But I, honest to God, can't understand why he thought it would be a good idea. It sounds too convoluted, you know, proposing and waiting for the wedding night just for sex. Never underestimate the lengths a man will willing to go to get you in their bed. Oh, that sucks, dude. Wow. I've been more convoluted plots over the years. I've seen more convoluted plots over the years. I'm feeling tempted to ask, but I'll pass. Want anything else? What's that bottle? Oh yeah, it's just some rum a client gave me yesterday. A gift? What'd you do? Good enough service, I'm guessing. Kakike. Right? Huh, interesting name. What does it mean? Kakike is the name of a Sheftian in some native tribes. Oh, I see. Do you want me to serve you some of this? I'll pass. I don't have too many good memories when where rum's involved. Give me a fringe weaver instead, will you? Alright. Fringe weaver. Yeah, dude, that was a gift. Why am I serving it to people, huh? Do they deserve the gift that I got for being such a good bartender? I don't think so. How did you just say that word? Oh no. Oh no. Did I mess it up that bad? I am tense. I am tense. Did I just mess up that word really badly? I really hope not. Oh god. Aged. Mix. We're just gonna ignore how badly I messed up that word, right? Fringe weaver, huh? Really badly. Gosh, dang it. I try, okay? I try so hard. One fringe weaver. What kind of memories do you have with the rum? Nothing you need to worry about. Okay. Okay. Alright, now my turn to ask the questions. About what? What kind of family is your family? Well, I'm an only child. My mom and dad split amicably. My mom was a violinist, so she was always away from home with the orchestra. I spent most of my time with my dad, my aunt, and my grandpa. Aside from that, I'd say my childhood was quite uneventful. Huh? Didn't you get something like your mom's artistic vein or something? I played the violin until I was around 16, I think. Oh my god! Same! What the heck? Wild. What made you stop? I don't know, I just kind of said, that's it, one day, and stopped. That's how it always goes, isn't it? What about cousins or the rest of your family? I see very little of them, actually. Mainly because my dad moved away from most of them. Most of my mom's family live in France to boot. So your mom's French? Yep. Can you speak French? Oh god. Okay, was I told to not say the French? Not say the German, that's what it was. If German pops up, not to say it, but this is French. That I'm going to absolutely butcher, so I'm not even going to attempt to say that. But French words. Oh, what does that mean? Rubbish? I don't know, I can't speak French. Good, good, good. I did try though, but college started and I stopped taking classes. Funny thing, I actually have a cousin from my mom's side that lives close by. But you'll be hard-pressed to make me spot him in a crowd. You're kinda lucky, you know? All of your mom's side of the family lives here. The chances of me meeting someone I'm related to on the street are ridiculously high. But yeah, that's the primer on my family. Nothing too interesting, sadly. Your mom's a French violinist. Your mom's a French violinist, and you call that uninteresting? I'm wondering if your family has ever made a fuss about you being a hacker. Probably. Hacker makes it sound too exotic. It's like if I called you a mixologist. Please don't, ever. Sounds like something somebody would say to make a bartender sound sophisticated. See? I mean, hacker is a good way to summarize it, but it's not the best. I'm a security consultant. People want to find flaws in the security of their systems, and I do my best to pinpoint where it breaks. So you're a professional hacker. You literally test the system. Be it a glitch city or anywhere else in the world, they need security, I'm their woman. Apparently, translate from the image said that French is her Hungarian. Are they both Roman languages, or Latin languages, or whatever similar languages? I don't freaking know. Dude, I'm gonna butcher everything today, aren't I? You've told quite a few stories about cracking into databases to retrieve info, like some sort of mercenary, though. That doesn't change the fact that hacker is not the best term to use. Makes the whole thing sound illegal when it's actually an honest job. Didn't you tell me that you once secured some incriminating pics from a guy's cell phone? A mostly honest job? Sheesh. Sheesh! What made you become a hacker, by the way? I've always been a sucker for puzzles. Even as a kid, I've always had a Sudoku crossword with me. But at some point, they started feeling kinda samey. So, when I started college, I took a course on system security. Felt like the kind of puzzle I was looking for. I mean, there are all kinds of things involved in breaching net security. You need to attack stuff from different angles. And it's something that's always evolving. The whole point of everything is to strengthen security. Every time you think you've got the gist of it, they change everything. Oh, dude, that's why I freaking hated coding. I did computer science for a couple years, and oh boy, was that difficult. So it's kind of like an always evolving puzzle. Puzzle that I helped make harder at that. I swear to God, if this song plays one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Oh my god. Huh? I didn't think about it that way. It's less action-y than the movies make it up to be, though. No real-time frantic typing. Nothing like that. Still, seeing my code break through something, it's an amazing feeling. Do you have anything else? I'll have a classy drink. Any classy drink. Here goes nothing. She wants a classy drink. Let's see, I don't think we've done classy before, have we? A Bad Touch, Brand Tea, Cobalt Velvet, Fringe Weaver, Mercury Blast. She's already had a Cobalt Velvet and a Fringe Weaver today, so let's give her something a little different. How about a Mercury Blast? I don't think I've ever seen someone order a Mercury Blast. Maybe once? Gosh dang it, I freaking messed up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's see. Ice. And blend, so that means double mix. Double. Mix. There we go. Good. Mercury Blast. And serve. Here you are. Yep, just what I needed. Thanks. Oh, no problem. Say, Jill, what's the worst that could happen if you don't get your drinks right? Well, people have the right to not give me money. If they don't pay for it, I don't get my bonus. No bonus means less money and no tips, which doesn't help because I have to pay bills. Oh, I see. You have to make an effort to pay your bills? Nope. Oh, that's lucky. You have no idea how much I hate you right now. Well, my job pays pretty well. I'm not the kind to spend too much on things other than food and bills. Maybe maintenance on my hands and new equipment, but aside from that. What's up, kiddo? What's going on, bro? Oh, I know. If you have trouble with your bills, why not live with me? We could be roommates. Dunno. Moving my stuff through the stairs because the elevator's broken. I had to move my liquor collection. Never mind the fact that my cat's a shut-in that got very upset the one time I moved some furniture around. The idea of moving just gives me a headache. You shouldn't take things so seriously when I say them, you know? Oh, she was joking? Oh, come on. I don't, but I've thought about it before. Now I need some air. I'm gonna take my break. You wanna come? Are you inviting me to the back of the bar? You should invite me to dinner first. Every minute you waste making jokes is time taken for my break. Fine, let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Call me if anyone comes in. Sure, sure. Oh. Valhalla. Or Baruhara. I'm sorry, Vampy? What? Why are you sorry, bro? What is there to be sorry about, huh? Save. And continue. It is now safe to keep playing! Bless. And blessed. Check Discord after stream. I'm afraid. What the heck does that mean? Oh my god. That's a big bro moment if I've ever heard one. Cold, 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 cold. I feel that. Oh my god. Cold, cold. That's it. Just cold. Get tense out of here. I'm freaking done with you. Oh my god. Anyone have any song recommendations? Anything that we don't have here. Everything Will Be Okay is a bop. I freaking love chill stuff. We already have also March of the White Knight. Oh god, that's intense. Those Who Dwell in the Shadows. Maybe? Yeah, why not? We already got Your Love's a Drug right here, huh? I put Those Who Dwell in the Shadows. Because it's edgy. It sure is chilly out there. Kind of refreshing. The hobo out there seems like a nice guy. Billy Vine? Yeah, he's a cool guy. Very respectful. Apparently got in some legal trouble and that's why he's like that. Oh, I see. Really? He could also just be a very nice crackhead, though. How many of the crackheads are nice crackheads? I would have no idea. I have a cousin that lives like a hobo, actually. Really? It's a bit complicated, though. Problem is, his family has tried to get him to live with him, but his pride won't let him accept their help. He'd rather live on the streets for some reason. Can't tell with some people, sadly. Why did he become a hobo in the first place? Bad investments and debts? Bank evicted him from his house. Oh. It's a serious problem because he has epileptic attacks and but he refuses to take his medication. Oh yeah, that's double horrible. What the heck? I just don't get what's up with him. I need some service here. Oh my god, Dorothy. I'm here, don't scream. Oh ho, are you two hanging out the back of the bar? What kind of stuff are you doing? Just talking. Nothing suspicious at all, Dorothy. Is that what they call it these days? What do you want? Something soft, something sweet. No alcohol, please. Wouldn't it be the same if you just grabbed a soda from a vending machine? But I like you! You dislike my presence so much? No, it's fine. Sweet, non-alcoholic, you say? Alright. Sweet and non-alcoholic. Sugar Rush, Blue Fairy, Moonblast. Let's see, Sugar Rush? Optional. Okay, so this is fine. This is perfect. No alcohol. Alright. All mixed. Only 3 ingredients. Very, very small. Here, like you asked. See? You don't get this kind of treatment from vending machines. Unless you're Lawrence. But he has this weird idea that good service is the same as selling lukewarm cans of soda. Lawrence? A friend of mine. He's a vending machine. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh, how impolite of me. Hmm? I'm lovely and my name's Dorothy. Dorothy Hayes. Nice to meet you. Oh, I'm Alma. The pleasure's mine. Dorothy, you say? Yep. Why? Nothing, I guess. I've heard about you before. Really? What kind of stuff? Tell me. Mostly about your, pluckiness. And here I was thinking it was because I'm a sex worker. Oh my god. So much for trying to be subtle. Hey, I take pride in my job, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. Isn't that dangerous? I know how to take care of myself, thank you very much. Where do you work, Alma? I'm a hacker. After all that discussion, you still say you're a hacker. Really? A full-fledged hacker? Not the kind that sees computer logged in some account and says that's hacking, right? No, of course not. I've always been curious about how being a hacker works. Do you just start typing really fast while waiting for something to happen? No. I can explain, but I don't know if you'll get it. We won't know until you try, right? Last time I said I had to jam the plastic replica of a halogen light bulb of a grown man's ass. It was a success. Okay then. Let me try to explain in general how it works. Let's say I have to retrieve information from a company's database. Alright. First, I do some research on the target, OS servers, how the information is stored and all that. There have been a couple of occasions where I've had to go in blind, but they're an exception rather than the rule. First, I secure things from my side. I start working behind proxies, websites, through other more vulnerable computers I find on the way. After that, I start testing the networks. I go through the basic protocols, try known exploits as long as they don't trigger any alarm. Once I've tested the ground, the fun starts. I go through all the security protocols and look to bypass them. Sometimes I have to look deeper into the code for the password itself. I see. Then, when I'm finally in, I go in and retrieve user privileges. After that, I go and try to become a super user to get what I need. How you do that? Well, there are a couple of ways. I can use a pre-made program to hack into an already existing account. I can use the info somebody already gave me. But the usual way is using a buffer overflow. Buff? What happens next? What happens next? I create a backdoor in the system before leaving and covering my tracks. I can't handle it anymore. Hack me. Oh god. Hack me like you've never hacked anything before. Make my buffer overflow. Create a backdoor in me. Escalate your user privileges. Find flaws in my security. Oh my god, Dorothy. She's so wild. I kind of love her though. So sorry, I got carried away. No shit. What happened? Have you seen those movies or books where a couple does something like paint a picture or cook, but they make it sound like they're having sex instead? Dude, I didn't get that vibe from it at all. Maybe I'm just not lewd enough for this. Yeah, she is insanely quirky. Suggestive scenes, yeah? Well, that whole thing was kind of like that for me. Really? I guess humans don't really get it because their minds don't upload to networks or anything. But trust me, if you've recorded yourself giving a really detailed explanation in a really sexy voice, you'd make millions. Horny Lilum are an unexploited market. I see. Oh, looks like my ride is here. Your ride? Yep, my brother-in-law came to look for me. Is it alright to ask that of him? From him? It's okay, I've known him since preschool. Just so happened that he got married to my sister. Hey Dorothy, you need a ride? Can you drop me by 3rd Street? Sure, it's on the way. Create a backdoor is 1,000,000,000% an innuendo. Yeah, but she was... she was saying it through hacker voice. I understood it was hacker terminologies. Come on. Yay, I'll make your offer then. Bye, honey. Later, Jill. Take care. Street seems noisy. Oh, a client. Hello, welcome to Valhalla. What can I get? Is this the same guy from before? Right? He was wearing a scarf though, wasn't he? Such a small yet comfortable place. Truly an oasis of spiritual drinks in the midst of suburban desert. A place where lost and corrupt souls can gather to forget their troubles for a while. A nest where everyone from the most pathetic scum to the vilest trash junkie can sit to kill their insides. Yeah, they do look similar. They do look similar. Truly, a real persona non grata. That's Latin for mysterious place, by the way. I'm so smart and philosophical. Oh my god! This absolute... Oh my god. Is it bad to call him a Chad at this point? is like the most annoying person ever, but it's freaking hilarious. Alright, we got ourselves a persona non grata here. What do we have then? 17. Excuse me? I said 17. 7 plus teen. What does that mean? What does it mean to you? Just to be sure, 17 is about the drink you want, right? Only if you want it to be. Bruh. What do you hecking want from me? 17? I know what it means. I know what it means. I know what it means. Look, look. 17! Because all the drinks are numbered. He wants a piano man. I'm so smart and philosophical. What the heck, dude? I'm like 99% this is what he means. If you don't understand that, then you might need some education. 2, 3, 5, 5, 3. Cool. Everything's done. Rocks and mixed. And no aging. East, what is that? Does that mean I succeed? Does that mean I'm smart? Or what? How is this a 17? No! What? What the heck? Dude, it was the 17th. It was the 17th of... Guy's kinda Chad, but for why you think. For why you think? Not for what you think. Okay. It isn't. You said 17 would only be related to your drink if I thought it was, and I think it isn't. Oh, you subverted my expectations by taking me literally. Sneaky. And what brings you here, mister? I'm Armandio. Virgilio Armandio. Oh my god. See, I introduced myself using the Asian order because it's a lot more polite. Right. And I came here looking for an otherworldly experience. I was passing by and saw this place called Valhalla. I want to see the souls of resting warriors, the wounded spirits of noble souls. The golden hall full of never-ending banquets, the lively Valkyries looking over them. We have some arcade machines on the corner. Speak American, goddammit. No, 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 you're taking me too literally. You see, I'm being poetic. I'm giving a mystical air to a mundane affair. I wanted to see drunk people. I wanted to see waitresses and food. I wanted to see the bar in all of its decadent glory. Well, you're out of luck. Today's been quite the slow day. Not that I'm very surprised, given how things have been going in the streets, though. Humans are a nasty bunch, that much is true. Yeah, calling them humans. Oh, so quirky. Making a ruckus, coming at each other. That's to be expected from only mammal to kill its own. From the only mammal. I'm no zoologist, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Yeah. How did you pronounce it again? Stop! Stop! This is the third time somebody's come at my pronunciation this stream, alright? I can't take it anymore. Dude, I'm gonna go through the entire dictionary and mispronounce every single word. You know, for a freaking subathon, that's what I'm gonna do. The entire Webster dictionary, okay? Oh yeah, they give me an example, non-zoologist bartender. Like I said, I don't know exact details, I just know it isn't right. Memory serves right, once a lion takes over pride, every cub born from another lion is killed, or something. That's actually correct. Takes over a pride. You can't take over pride. Pride isn't a tangible thing. That sounds something like a certain someone would say. Dolphins do kill each other, right? Also crabs. No, not crabs. Crabs are the most intellectual. Oh, that's so sad. You need to stop making things up, non-zoologist bartender. Bruh. But going back on topic, do you know what number 17 means? Atomic number of chlorine? No, and Chloe's a name, not a number, you know? God. That's good. That's good. He's a real jokester. He really is. The group where halogens are in the periodic table? Stop making up words like halogens and periodic and table. Okay then, I give up. 17 is us. Eh? US? Every human has 17 pairs of chromosomes. That number is the whole foundation of you and me. It's 23. Yeah, I didn't think it was 17 either. What the heck? What is? Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, not 17. Well, they're both primal numbers, so it's the same idea. You mean prime numbers, you big dumby. Oh god, that's primal. Yeah, very ferocious numbers, aren't they? 17. Ooh. Yeah. You want anything else? I'd like a single plum floating in perfume served in a man's hat. Okay. Plum floating perfume. I know what you mean. That bottle drink. Perfume and a plum, a fedora, a hat. Hey, Noxie! Hello? Hello, how are you doing? We're making drinks and changing lives. It's this. Drink. Drink. Success. Here. Ah, you didn't. Wait, you did. Enjoy. The Simpsons reference, is it? I'm glad you're good. Very enthusiastic. I'm also pretty good, to be honest. I'm pretty good. I just woke up an hour ago and I saw you streaming. Oh, how wonderful! How wonderful! Did you have breakfast? Did you drink? What else? Did you put your socks on before your shoes? I don't know. I will. I'll drink this, perfume. Yeah, you hecking better. It's literally what you asked for. You don't really have to. Yeah, that'd be silly. You win this round, bartender. Hey, bartender, have you ever thought about death? Oh yes, multiple times a day, actually. How? What if we're already dead, both of us? What? You know, that wouldn't really change much. Everybody talks about this. Everybody's like, oh, what if we're all in a simulation? What if we're all not alive right now? You're like, what does that change about your experience? Nothing. It changes nothing. You still experience life as you always have been. So, you know, big philosophical question, just hecking destroyed by my facts and logic. What tells you I even existed before I entered that door? How can you assure me that this reality is real and we're not, in fact, in heaven or hell all along? What if everything up to this point is just some stupid story written by an unemployed 20-something in his room? Ah, I see, I see. I could punch to make you feel reality. I don't care about any of that, actually. Jill-based. This reality is real for me, and that's all that matters. Jill is so based! Oh my god, Jill! Jill! Based. Such a closed-minded way of singing things. It's not closed-minded, it's indifferent. You need to get away from the factual facts. Open your mind to things beyond your reach. You'll never reach enlightenment if you don't start. The Haberna has started. Habanera. Haberna. Habanera. The Habanera started. It means Twilight of the Gods in German, by the way. Oh no. You guys told me not to read German things. Did I just do a cursed thing? Does it actually mean Twilight of the Gods in German? Probably not. Well, you're on your own, bartender. Enjoy your new world order. What? A couple of nearby cars exploded, it seems. Oh, hell. It reminds me of the thing that goes, bring me a drink, bartender. What is that? What is that? Bring me a drink, bartender. I feel that. I feel that. I know that reference. But I don't. What is it from? It's from something. I know that much. Let me take a look out the window. Be careful. Oh god. Lots of flashes in the distance. Most likely gunshots. Jill, come here a sec. What? Newscaster. About 5 gigabytes of reports proving that several White Knight squads have been used to cover illegal actions were released to the public by an unknown anarchist group. We're receiving reports of several units going rogue and using their weapons to hunt down anyone they find on the street. Several counter-terrorism forces from neighboring cities have been dispatched in order to subdue the crazed units after a plea from the Vice President. We're still waiting for a declaration from Zaibatsu Corps' CEO on the subject, but until then, things are ugly in and outside of that bank, it seems. Did I read that right? That was... okay. I'd recommend you stay here tonight. It's too dangerous to even think about going outside. Yeah, especially with those freaking gunshots. Jesus. What if they break in? They won't. Even then, the bar has quite the security system. And I'll be here protecting you, as an added bonus. Oh, Tana. Oh. Yeah, I guess I'll stay tonight. I'll get you the spare mattress I have. Do you mind sleeping in my office? No, I guess it's fine. Good. Let's hope everything is solved by the morning. I'll have Zankanto on hand just in case. The metal bat with nails? There's nothing it can't bash. Heh. Say, Gil, Four. Hope everything's better tomorrow. Nah, I feel like things are just gonna get worse. Flawless server bonus not granted for some hecking reason. Total funds 4444.50. From the town with no name. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Ooh. Save. Nice. Break. Was that a break, or are we going to the next day? It's now safe to keep playing. We are going to the next day, but I couldn't check my phone. I need to go on the equivalent of Fortune. What the heck? Rise and shine. Dude, I couldn't check my mail. I need to check on my cat. Oh my god. Oh, good morning. 11 a.m. though. That's morning for me on the weekends and any other day. How's everything outside? Less posting in threads, more taking meds. That's a good saying, that's a good saying. Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Zaibatsu Corps president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighboring city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. Make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's not really safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. Jesus Christ, lynching in the streets? In this day and age. So not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on edge too. I wonder if Sei is okay. I really hope Sei is okay. God, sounds like way too much is going on. Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer than wherever he is than here. Sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take a Sunday off. Yes! Nice. Alright. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Oh, no drinking? Oh, heck! This is interesting. And here we are. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Hey boss, wanna hang out for a bit? Hmm? Yeah, grab a beer, chill out for a bit, mostly to thank you for helping me. Well, I don't have much to do anyway, so yeah, sure. I did tell you that you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh, yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that the beer always leads to something else. More beer? Sure, to more beer. Wink, wink. I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table, but I think we're safe here. Come on in then. Excuse me. Want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you wanna. Thanks. Say, how is the chilly weather treating you? It's cold from time to time, but nothing beats the kotatsu and the heater can't fix. Oh right, boss. You're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold, and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Oh. Does that mean you gave me the mattress, and you had to sleep on the floor of the bar? Dana, come on. We could have shared. Would you like a sweater or something? Oh, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago, and it's too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? I don't know. Some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing. It's just like the one I had many years ago. What happened to it? Too much use. It just ripped. I see. Well, you can have that one if you'd like. You can keep it if you want. I've never used it anyway. We'll see. They're already sharing jackets. I don't know how chilled Dana is about Jill's predicament though. About Jill liking her. I don't think she knows, but she could probably sense it, right? Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus I'd have to cut your tongue if you knew. Alright. Let me go change into something more comfortable. Take your time. 4. 4A. 4. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just 4. He's wary of new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. Cats will be cats. What the cat doing? He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat? They usually have green. Oh yeah, weird, huh? First, I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home, we had a bear. Oh, really? Oh, I see. Ooh, what? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. What? Am you taking such a sappy pic? No, a framed picture on printed paper? It's so vintage. Who are these? That's, the one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend, and the one on the left is Gabriel, her sister. Huh, is this picture recent, or... Actually, that one's from 3 to 4 years ago. Sad. They look exactly the same. I'm only 27, what did you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't usually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Let alone printed in a framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. And me storming out of her house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away. Haven't said a word since. Really? It's hard to picture you doing such a thing. You look so happy in the pic. Why ever pick out like this, then? I just couldn't get my mind off of something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against her side. Oh, poor Jill. Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. Putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head. Okay, Jill. I know. It's venting hours, is it? Dozing off, knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. I don't know. I felt nostalgic, then miserable. This music is too happy to fit with this. I'll just put this away. Yeah. I've been meaning to apologize, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. Never too late to apologize, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? My bills? Looks like an envelope. It's nothing. Now, please, give that to me. Nope. Alright. I saw nothing, don't worry. Oh god, was it to Dana? Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. Oh, that's so cute! Oh my god. And you have a lot of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card that I can use every time I buy their alcohol. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar and these? Drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. And besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This is more of a... Oh god, all of this. Pilsner. Okay, so just click drink as fast as you can and don't stop. Dude, are you sure? Sip, 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 sip. I don't think I want to do that. Click as fast as I can. I will take it very, very slowly. Very slowly. In English, please. That one's lighter in color and lighter in flavor. No, it doesn't taste lighter to me. Is this one made with that, what's the name of the base liquid you use at the bar again? Do you know how any drinks work, Dana? You own a bar. Nutrigenic dimethyl lidogenol, or NDL. It was a supplement or something, right? She just owns the building. Oh, okay. It was an experimental fluid they created to replace water, and then the maiden kiss polluted the water supplies. Oh, they poisoned the water hole! The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BTC still commissioned it to use in bars. And this one is made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is, near the end. NDL and cornstarch. Drink! Drink? Drink. Drink. I'm gonna prep for a cosplay convention. Ooh, that sounds fun. There's a steak in my alcohol. Thank you, Noxie, for stopping by too. Have fun at your cosplay convention. Oh my god. Drink. Cornstarch? It serves as a stabilizer, if I remember correctly. They needed it for packaged drinks. I see, and I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill. Guilty as charged. I still have that bottle of rum somewhere around. Do you want some of it? Will you have some too? Not really, no. Open. Drink! Then leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works. You consider me a friend then, boss? Why wouldn't I? Dunno. With being my boss and all, I was never too sure. Well, in the case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends. Oh. Besides, you and Gil are always so diligent and responsible that I'm a boss in name only anyway. Good to know. On a side note, it surprises me you kept a poster of me in your room. In the room. And even more that you hung it in a plain sight. When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know? Does it make you uncomfortable? If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. I'm still wondering why you did it, though. Aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. Thought it was funny, too. Guess it's like if someone gave you, I don't know, a dildo-shaped trophy or something, you had it in there as a conversation starter. Although no one comes here anyway, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steamy nights of passion? Oh, she drinks, so I drink. Not since about a year ago, I think. And I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. Different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. Not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Glad to know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for! Of course, of course. I'll be cracking open a cold one with the gals. Oh, I wish. Dude. Next time I'll do it. Next time I'll have a drink. For a Valhalla stream. I'll do that. Compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy. Oh, wait, are you talking about the poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy? You just call me dildo face? Joe got friend-zoned. Come on, it's alright. That's what friends are for. Hey boss, be honest with me here. About what? Who's Gil exactly? What do you mean? You know what I mean. Who the frig is he? Oh yeah, that. Well, I have a couple of ideas. I know for certain that Gil was in the Hong Kong riots. and he took part in the anti-riot force before defecting. That should give me a clue as to who he is, but... So far, I've only found out about one such defector, and he didn't leave Hong Kong for at least 4 years. I also know for certain that Gil was in England and France during that time frame. And it's always like that. When I think I have a clue as to who he is, something else comes up that contradicts the evidence. That guy's troublesome. A bit, yeah. I wonder if Gil's alright. You worried about him? You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. You can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much, though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates Bell Pepper. Bell Pepper's not that bad, IMO. He does? I've seen him even reject food that has been in contact with it. Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Man, what a baby. I don't think bell peppers are pog per se, but they aren't bad. They aren't bad at all. How did you meet such a guy? He showed up at the door of the bar. What? Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion. Robert and the levitation potion. Right, levitation potion. It was a slow day and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave him drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. Huh? I don't know what he did, but he was really, really regretting it. He wanted a second chance or whatever, and I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'll be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Aww. Bell peppers, do they make noise? Shut up, East. Damn. I tried and failed to find out anything about him, so I decided to take him at face value. I judge him for what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. Return favor in kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally. What surprises me is that you took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. And besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that desperate so easily. I see. You made the bar more lively yourself, you know. How so? Well, with the regulars you've earned, of course. Like the blonde titty hacker. Can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage. Oh my god. She's a nice girl, you know? I don't think she's young enough to be called a girl. That's the girl who's eternally 17. In any case, she's really lovely. Whenever you hear her speak of her family, she speaks with such love. Her face just brightens up. Makes me kind of jealous that she has such a close relationship with them, to be honest. You have bad relations with your family? Not bad, but not exactly close to anyone from my mom, dad, and aunt. But back to Alma. I'm really hoping she finds a nice guy to settle with. I mean, so bent into finding one, I can't help but want her to succeed. Ah, I see. There's also that sex worker robot girl. Ah, Dorothy. She intrigues me, though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not like she likes her job, but rather she takes it with such childish excitement. I've kind of noticed that too. But then again, Lilum can be weird. Why does no one answer my questions? East, you need to ask the right questions, and you are not asking the right questions. I drink to that. You think? Lilum operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions, like fear or love, but they're different. Like a different culture, if you must. I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. Lilum get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies of fulfilling their main purpose, so I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Interesting. The name Lilum is a bit weird though. It is? You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls, but Lilum doesn't convey the image of automatons. Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Oh. Bot is akin to calling them the R word, and doll is like calling them fake. Ah, okay. Thanks for the advice. That aside, do you know why they're called Lilum? As far as I know, because they all come from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilum are Lilith's offspring in a Jewish folklore. That's so cool! Oh my god. Drink. Drink! I think that's interesting. Oh, cool. Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name? I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Julianne, and you were almost tore me a new one with your glare. See? Like that. No big secret, but it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything, from the dolls to the costumes to the lunchboxes. It didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. I saw a couple of those episodes once. They were really nice. It was beyond nice. The show's about a model who could transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. Sailor Moon? So how has the show represented Jules hating her job because it invited enemies? And yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Like with you and Garfield. I know. It really is, isn't it? Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kid's show. Even by today's standards. Just the fact that her enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards of body image. Challenging as frig. Whoa, you got sided there. And that's the problem. Back then I was obsessed with Jules. Sang the songs just like her, I could even recite full chapters. Something tells me you still can. That's beside the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went into middle school. And what a surprise, tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about all the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules, I always hold a grudge against those frick jobs. Sounds rough. You know, most girls worry about their thighs at that age. I worried about jerkasses singing the theme tune of the show mocking me. Anyways, anytime someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never talk about it because I find the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Yes, middle school, the first hell. I'll be honest, I didn't have such a bad middle school or high school. I had it pretty good. I don't know what was up with me. Maybe I just blocked it all out, but I think I had a pretty decent middle high school. Oh god, I didn't read that. What kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was always the kind to fight with kids bigger than me. Then puberty happened, and I became Merriam-Webster definition of shallow jerkwad. You're a freak, JK. Call me whatever you like, East. What's that freaking phrase? Whatever you throw at me bounces off me and sticks to you. Yeah, I'm rubber and you're glue. Yeah, that's what it's like, right? That whole phrasing, that's a thing, right? Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. Never heard of that? Yo, who wins? Dana or Mikey from TR? TR? I don't know. Fair enough. So, Jill, what kind of guy was your grandpa? He was rough around the edges. Kind of guy that means well, even if he says otherwise. Seems to have a soft spot for me, though. Tokyo Revengers. Oh, okay. Dana, because I think I might love her. I'm a little biased, you could say. One moment, he was congratulating my dad by berating him a little, and the next, he was playing with me. My dad worked a lot, and my mom was always traveling, so I spent most of my childhood with him. Drink! Can I ask how he died? Out of old age. My dad says his last words were something like, "Freaking scientists creating talking mannequins, but they still can't let you upload your brain." Why the question? I'm curious about you. Really curious. I just realized that even though we see each other almost every day, I know very little about you. Oh. Why don't you tell me, though? It seems your grandpa personality rubbed off on you a bit. I've heard that one since I was a kid, actually. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind you're included in the circle too, so any insults will apply right back to you. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long time, a red-headed glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. Oh god. There's people coming upstairs. I think I might be walked into. Swear to god, if any of my family walks in on me, I'm gonna be very upset. It'll be fine, as long as they don't say anything too troubling. When you called for the helmet thing? That one. She's managing the BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too? I got the idea from her, actually. Oh. Called the Nirvana. And if you thought the city was dangerous— oh! That's the sequel, isn't it? You should see the people she has to deal with in there. Piracy isn't anything to frick with. And means it's annexed to another business. But what else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel's bar. She moved the bar to its own building elsewhere, and opened Nirvana B in the hotel instead. Weird decision? I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. So that bar is her woman cave. Woman cave. That aside, let's see. Friends, drink. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from where I was with Neo San Francisco Police Force. Good old Lexi. Should give her a call sometime. Wait, you were in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I've had a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot. Jesus, wow. Corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there are a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have acquaintances here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. But I felt more like going out was the pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. Oh, and Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always 4, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. And you know, he's a cat. Hey, cat's fine too, you know? Hey boss, what will you do when the bar closes? I don't know, maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking about going back home and helping with things there. Or maybe going traveling for a while. I see. Oh, but don't worry. Bureaucracy's slow as frig, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being here while you can. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with that guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'd have something pleasant to look forward to. So you're sending me to someone you have problems with? If I have to trust another bar owner, it certainly am. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go at each other's throats is an unrelated matter. I'll trust you on that one, then. Don't worry, maybe I can get you a bracelet made out of wood pieces from the bar's counter or something. Aww. We'll see. Hey, I'll tell you what. When the bar closes, let's both take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind a bit. Yeah, maybe. Drink for the hope that that will actually happen. Oh, that's it. Vacation? Do you think that'll actually happen? Drink the sadness away. Dun, 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 dun. The snow! The snow! Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I love snow. Chapter 2. Amarga. Does anyone know how many chapters there are? The electricity bill was sent on the 24th. Make sure you have 8,000 needed. Jill's curious about a Daruma she saw. Getting will prevent her from becoming too distracted. Daruma. Cracked a Daruma. Japanese souvenir that has seen better days. Still has a vintage charm to it. Get it! Nice. Oh god, I just realized we need 8,000 and we have 3,000. Well, let's hope we have 8,000 on the 24th. We still have about 2 weeks. We should be alright. Let's check out this. Polo Bank is getting attacked 4, 3, and 2. Jesus Christ. Polo Bank is being attacked. Thread 2. Media is still awfully quiet about it. Augmented Eye is talking about it, but very briefly. Maybe someone lost their job due to one rogue article. It was from Kim. She's always trying to get her right serious shit, but I think AE got tired of her. Friggin' shame. So all we'll get is clickbait from now on. Gonna get worse at the very least. White Knights say there's a lot of people inside the building. At least 3 people are already dead. Jeez. Bit more than 2 weeks. Close enough. How? Is somebody shooting people? Looks like it was a security from the building, but I've got no details yet. Sounds weird as frig. Come on, Insider Anon, you gotta give us more. Doing my best here. Thanks, Based Anon. The thread is closed. Oh my god. Explosion registered! And the media is still quiet about it. Can't confirm there's an explosion, but it looks like it was just one of them. So there are more bombs? Not just one? Say's in there? How do you know Say's in there? Unless that's spoilers, huh? How do you know? So there's more bombs, not just one? That's right. Do we have any clue on who's doing this? I'm hearing from several resources that this is a group, a new one, looking to overthrow the government. No names have been mentioned, and it looks like it's not just a group, just one person who set all this up. That's pretty ballsy. There's this rumor that around here, but Alice Rabbit might be involved. How? A hacker helping out hostages to escape, and they're suspecting of Alice. Huh? Someone doing stupid shit on the internet is being actually useful? The thread is closed. Ah. So Alice Rabbit is actually neat. They said she went in there. Did they? Did they say that she went in there? The White Knights say there's a lot of people inside, and 3 people are dead. I mean, that's all they said. They didn't say Say went in there. I mean, she went over there. She didn't go inside. Confirmed. Did she? I don't think so. I can confirm the situation has reached its end. The attacker was shot dead, but a huge amount of data was released from servers all around the world. Remember the leaks from Alice? Those were nothing compared to this. Proof of corruption, money laundering, espionage. It's actually pretty unsettling. Damn. The file is available from approximately 60,000 sources. Terabytes that will contain all operations from the Glitch City government and White Knight operations. Seems the ultimate goal from the attacker was not to blow up the bank, but lead hostages toward the servers inside of the bank, which had the files under several layers of physical security. That shit sounds whack. How do you even make a plan this complex? No idea, but that's what some of the witnesses are telling the police. Okay, looks like I have to leave, but I'll try to write down all the details for a future post. I need some time. Godspeed, Anon. Thanks. Man, that's rough. That's real rough. They said that she had to work there. Yeah, but did she have to go inside? I don't know. Did she have to go inside? I know she was there, but inside where it all happened, I don't know. I don't know. Let me go check on something really fast, and I'll be back, and we might go and do another full day. Alright? Alright, I'll be back. What's up, gamers? I'm back. Things are good. We can go for another full day. Let's heckin' go to work! Monday, December 19th. Good evening, Gil? Gil, are you back? Are you back? Oh, hey guys. How'd you get in? I have a copy of the key, remember? Oh, wait, that's how you greet me after so many days. I never doubted you'd be fine. If anything, I'd have to cut your paycheck for leaving so many days without notice. Don't be mean to Gil. He's been through a lot. See, Jill, he'll be here on Monday like nothing ever happened. Wait, why does he have a copy of the key and I don't? The need for you having a key never arose. True. Anyway, glad you're fine, Gil. Thanks, I guess. Gil, you are loved. What, are you gonna make me wash the bathrooms again? Not today. Listen, I don't know what the hell you really are, what's trying to come back to bite you in the ass. But remember that there are people that actually care about you. Don't just leave like you did. Especially after all hell broke loose. Please give us a sign you're still alive. So you were worried? Isn't that normal? When it comes to you, I don't know. Shut up. He's right though. Shouldn't make ladies worry so much. Check if the cast didn't move the internet antenna, would you? Fine, fine. Hey boss, where did you leave the hoodie at my place? Because it's yours? But I told you could keep it. Sorry, I couldn't find it myself to take it. Why? Partially because I didn't feel right taking it. But mostly because I thought you'd totally look cute with it. Ooh? Dana? Do I sense something? I see. Don't think I'm rejecting a gift of yours, it's just... preserving cuteness is one of my principles. Right. Are you still worried about the whole bar closure thing? Of course I am. Not like I can work... Not like I can't work because of it, but you know. All we can do is just enjoy whatever time we have left here, as best we can. Yeah. So, cheer up. Client smells sadness and fear. We don't want that. I'll go to my office. Okay. Antenna's fine. Did I miss anything? No, not really, no. Anyways, let's start the day. Alrighty. Starting the day, huh? Music. Decent. Good. No, bad, stinky songs. Everything seems to be alright. No irregularities. Time to mix changes and drink lives. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Jeez, no. Oh yeah, Gil? Glad to see you're fine. I mean it. Thanks. Excuse me, I'm looking for Dana Jane. Zane. Can I have your name? Tell her it's Brian. Oh, Brian. Just a sec. Boss, some Brian guy's looking for you. Tell him I'll be there in a bit. Oh my god. Chill, you heard her. It's alright. I'll wait. Weird for someone to come asking for her, though. Not so weird when you're BTC's regional manager in these parts. Yeah, I guess that's... I guess I didn't give you the best first impression. Don't worry, I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not a fan of people treating me too nicely because of my position anyways. Yo, it's the brain again. That's not the brain, that's the freaking Brian, you big dumpy. Handling me like I'm just another client. Will do. Alright, I can do that. What can I get you, Mr. Brian? Let's go with the basics. A sugar rush, please. Coming right up. Dude, imagine if this was timed. If you actually had to memorize all these recipes. Oh my god. 1, 2, 1. And optional. I'll give him a couple. Just a little couple. All mixed. There we go. Max. No max, no max. No max. But maybe he can... 5 is not a couple. It's a couple. It's a couple. Here. Yeah, this one's nice. Back in training, they made a big deal out of sugar rushes. Why? They're like fried eggs of mixing drinks. They're the most basic thing, but people can still mess them up. Sugar rushes are simple enough that you only need to follow the instructions. If you can't even do that, your future as a bartender is not bright. Huh, I wish I messed that one up on purpose and see what he'd have to say. Huh? Huh? They never told me that. Optional karma actually means mandatory max karma. Dude, if only. You can do a max karma run, can't you? Of this game? You're Jill, right? Yep, that's me. Anna's talked quite a bit about you. Really? And I guess you must have a few questions for me, am I right? Maybe. Mostly concerning the closure warning Valhalla got. Can you disclose any information? I shouldn't, but you have the right to know. Thanks. Oh, hold on. Don't mention it. Now where to start? You saw the news information leaked during the Apollo Trust Bank incident, right? About the White Knights having lost lots of members from criminal organizations in their ranks? Turns out the White Knights weren't the only ones with shady people. Some of those same folks have been trying to elude legal problems using BTC certified bars. Is that our boy? Gil? The BTC bars have their own protocols, meaning White Knights can't dig too deeply. At least not without going through a ton of paperwork first, giving the criminals time to cover their tracks. Although it takes a bit of time to set up, it apparently has proven an effective method for money laundering. Gil is too based. Where does Valhalla come in? Young bars are the ones under the radar right now, and modest to low income ones are the primary suspects. It's not just Valhalla, any small bar with small income is being investigated heavily right now. So the closure notice is due to low sales. One of the reasons a bar can get axed, low sales is the rarest one. If low sales were a problem, lots of bars would close every year. Oh. You'll find out soon enough, huh? Sorry? Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. Seems your guess was spot on, Gil. Hmm? If it helps, I'm doing my best to appeal in your place. Really? Why? Most of Glitch City's bars are a pain in the ass. They constantly give reports of chemical damage or shady drinks. It's one of the few places from which I almost never receive complaints. Closest thing to a recent complaint was the whole Farmer Fabrics affair from a little while ago. So much saliva. I wouldn't get my hopes up, though. Especially since the BTC will try to save face by axing as many suspects as possible. Knowing you're making an effort is enough. Thanks. Can I get you anything else? Remember the recipe book has a drink created here, right? Oh yeah, the suplex. Give me one of those, please. Sure. Hey, let's give Brian a suplex. Mm-hmm. 4 Bronson. 3 Flannery, and 3 Cumberton. 2, 3. All on the rocks and mixed. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh. Here. The registry from this said it was an accident while making a pile driver. And that's the creator of the drink just over there. Ah, so you're Robert? Yes, that's my name. I'm Robert, the one and only. Dude, Gil is so sus. Oh, heck. Don't worry about that. That's just my water bottle that fell over. Yeah, you're not wrong. Still called you Gil, though. It's Argentinian slang. But Robert here is from Argentina, so we call him Gil. God! Huh, I see. Oh my god. Sorry, Brian, I was sorting some stuff at the office. Please come in. I'll be right there. Any other questions, Jill? Not really, no. Although, yeah? If you were to evaluate my performance right now, how would you rate me? Gil is Argentinian slang. Is it? Is it actually? So, that's like truth? That's facts? Clean and timely delivery of the correct orders? Top-notch bartender. Thanks. Nova, excuse me. I'm surprised you haven't met him before. Wow, really? That's interesting. Rest in peace, Gilgamesh. Bruh. I received training in another city. The regional supervisor there was some girl with a red mohawk. Ah, I see. Wonder what boss will talk to Brian about. Jill, was it? Oh, right, Stella. Ah, Miss Stella, what a pleasure. Stella? Are you alright? Is everything okay? Are you okay? Yeah, just call me Stella. Get me a big beer, please. Sure. On it. I'll ask for a big beer. Something's definitely up. Something is definitely up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, good, good. All mixed. Something's up, dog. You know it is. You know it is. You alright? Are you sure you're fine? You know Say, right? Oh no. Please don't tell me something happened. Oh my god, please don't say something happened. Of course. What's up with her? She was at the Apollo Trust Bank during that whole affair, and... Oh. Right. That. So she didn't show up on the list of massive body count in the aftermath, so... I was hoping maybe you've seen her. As much as I'd love to say I had. Yeah, I figured as much. That's so sad, man. Yeah. Man, that air's suddenly a lot heavier. Yeah, to that feeling when my wife is missing. Oh, dude, she took her pills and now her wife is gone. I mean, I could tell her everything will be alright, but that would sound a bit condescending. What does one do in this kind of situation? Maybe a joke? Ah, that'd be tasteless. Okay, just try and say anything. At the very least, it'll break the tension. Maybe distracting her will be enough. I don't think clearly when under this kind of pressure, do I? There was a private eye here the other day. Eye? Sorry, I'm a bit on edge. Private detective, I take it? Yeah, maybe you'll want his services? What's his name? I believe it was Art Von Delay. Right, that guy. Oh, that Art guy. Yeah, I actually hired him to look for Say. So you still have hope? I'm somewhere between bargaining and depression right now. I'm afraid to let go of bargaining. I see. Be any good? Just ripped. She's not physically augmented, just ripped AF. Isn't Valk armor like an exoskeleton? Oh, okay. Exoskeleton? He doesn't look like it, but he's quite skilled at gathering intel. I believe he'll give me answers about Say, whatever they might be. Aww. Sometimes I wish I had magic wand so I could solve all my problems with a swing, you know? Sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. Oh, sorry. No, it's not about feeling uncomfortable. It's just weird. I usually try to say something to my clients when I see them down. Right now, I can't find any words that don't sound hypocritical, useless, or tasteless. I'm glad to know you have that much common sense, at least. All I can do is get you drinks. Can I get you anything else? Something sweet. That'll help me calm down a bit. Gladly. Something sweet to calm her down. A sugar rush, perhaps? Or should we do something else? Blue fairy. No, that'll remind her of, say, Sparkle Star. Yeah, why not? There we go. Optional. Use it to hide the pain. Use it to hide the pain. Use it to hide the pain. The one time that I'm going full Karmatrin. Use it to hide the pain. Here. Thanks. Seems you really like Say. I don't have brothers or sisters, and my social interactions are usually strictly business. So Say's more like a friend to me. More than a friend to me. She's... Oh, Stella, I'm sorry. Sorry, I brought that topic up at a bad time. Don't worry about it. As I was saying, she's more than a friend. She's my emotional support. She's someone I can trust wholeheartedly. I'd say she's like my sister, but siblings usually lack that level of trust. I usually have to deal with high-class pricks of every race upbringing on a daily basis. They usually use business masks to hide anything they don't want others to know, and I do the same. But with Say, I can be myself. I can do whatever I want and vent all my frustrations. She's always been there for me, and now she might need me. But here I am, sitting in a bar, making other people do the job just because I'm a useless pile of flesh. Oh, no. Sorry about that outburst. I'm actually kind of jealous of the level of self-control you're using here. I mean, I'd be a mess in that situation. Still, would you like some fresh air? I'm gonna take my break and you can use some. Well, for a given value of fresh. I'm fine, thanks. Okay, then. Gil, please service Miss Stella while I take my break. Sure, leave it to me. Stella's probably gonna be gone by the time I get back, huh? She wears a mask with a smile for hours at a time. Isn't that very symbolic? Everyone wears a mask. Huh? It's not safe to keep playing! Woo! Congratulations. We made it to another save. And now, no worries. Deep. I know, Seth, I know. God damn, is it chilly outside. Persona! Welcome to Valhalla. Huh? That's a pretty good song, too. Maybe I'll switch these. Get rid of this one. Do Welcome to Valhalla. Right there. Alright. Yeah. So it'll be the second one to pop up. Ready. I'm back. What would a kid like you know about that, huh? I'm just giving you the facts as they are. What happened while I was gone? Let's see. Detective guy comes in, cat boomer girl greets him, they start talking. Everything was okay until the girl mentions Zaibatsu Core offhand. After that, the guy got riled up and started bad-mouthing it. Oddly enough, he was the only one. She just carried on like it was just a normal conversation. I see. Well, I won't deny Zaibatsu Corp is anything but innocent. When you get down to it, it has enhanced the quality of life here. Yeah, by enhanced, you mean getting yanked around by a shiny new chain around our necks? Yeah, you see those big companies don't care about us. Why do you think Glitch City is mockingly called the guinea pig of the world? We're just one big test group for them to use however they want. But then again, I don't expect a kid to understand how hard it was, let alone a rich kid. Wow, that's savage. True, I don't know. And true, I have a privilege that clouds my judgment. But can you deny that meddling of Zaibatsu Corp has brought quite a few benefits? Like what? The AI integration program they started is making huge advances in the AI department. Every day, more and more countries are seeing the benefits of recognizing AI as citizens. Yes, but we also hold the AI reformation program, meaning that we're also the world's Lilim prison. AI went rogue, transfer it to a delivery drone, and ship it to Glitch City. That murderer is now delivering your pizza. Fair point. Although that program has proven to have reformed many AIs. They don't brag about it, their 88% success rate for nothing. The city also has a stronger economy. Daibatsu Core's success has made more and more companies bring their products here. And the gap between classes, it continues to grow. Oh, wow. More companies just mean more people who will plant their feet in your face. But it also means more products are being brought into the lower class. Stores have 20% more brand variety compared to last year. How do they know so much about the economy? Jesus Christ. Are you supposed to know that much about your own economy? Daibatsu Core's main medical research branch also made a lot of discoveries. More and more illnesses previously thought incurable are being addressed every day. They are adults. Yeah, so am I! It's amazing, for those who can afford them. Meanwhile, down here we're experimenting medicine shortages almost every month. You have a point there. Oh, but there are also more jobs. All of the companies coming down here need personnel. So the unemployment rate has gone down almost 40% this year. More jobs? Shut up. Am I wrong? Well, that's... Hey you, don't just sit there. Give me a Zen star. Sure. Let's make a Zen star for the sore baby. Wow. 4 of each gradient, right. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you'd think something so balanced would actually taste nice. You'd be dead wrong. On the rocks. Alright. Shake, 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 shake. Zen star. I'd assume the Zen star would look more star-ish, but, you know, that's fine. Here. God, this is awful. It's your order, though. And I seriously hope you don't believe everything you just said. Of course I do. Why else would I say it? You do bring up something I always fail to remember. All the benefits we've gained over time are limited to a few. I can talk about advances all I want, but in the end, they're still a luxury, belonging only to a few. And even those that can be accessed by everyone are more like an improvement in the bigger picture. That doesn't take away the fact that there have been positive changes. Credit where credit's due, don't you think? That's a pretty mature answer. Discussions are a way for two parties to understand each other. The only people afraid of discussion are the ones whose points are too fragile to defend against someone. Oh, savage. Yeah, mature, whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's the best thing to say in an argument. I'm gonna take the chance to ask you about the job I gave you yesterday. I haven't been able to find much, but I can at least tell you that she wasn't at the bank when it opened up. What does that mean? Either she left before the whole ordeal started, or she managed to escape at some point before the whole thing ended. All the corpses are accounted for. They only found one totally disfigured, but witnesses What? Hold on. My brother comes in again. My brother will not be able to come in when I go back to my apartment, so... My god, I know! What should you call my little brother? The lamp? For little? The lamp? No, that's not right. All the corpses are accounted for. They only found one totally disfigured, but witnesses identified it. It wasn't your friend, that much is sure. I see. Did you really call him here? No, he just so happened to show up here today. The weird part is that this girl did enter the bank. It's like she vanished or something. I see. Thanks. Keep it up. Face brightened a bit. I hope it's the last thing you lose, I guess. Hope is the last thing you lose. She's telling the truth, Say might actually have found a way out. She's a resourceful girl. She surely did something. I think I'll have another drink. Do you want anything? Me? Just get me whatever you order. 2 bad touches, please. On it. 2 bad touches. Come on! No need to laugh at such a thing, Jill. Huh? Phoebe. Bad touch. 2, 2, 2, and 4. 2, 2, 2, 4. And all on rocks and mixed. 2, 2, 2, 4. 2, 2, 2, 4. Just double checking, just double checking. Mix. Says mix. Mix. No. What? How? 2, 2, 2, 4. Did I not mix it enough? No, rock! Hey. Sorry, apologies. Rocks. There we go, now we got 2 bad touches. I remember this one party I went to. The guy came up with the name of this drink showed up. After people found that one out, they lined up to slap him for whatever reason. They didn't seem offended to me though. Imagine that guy shows up and tells you, I made a classy bad touch. Wouldn't you line up to slap him? Are you okay, Jill? I'm fine. I think about it. Did you find that girl you were looking for a week ago, Mr. Vondelay? Turns out she was at the Apollo Trust Bank all this time. No wonder I couldn't get in touch with her. Girl? Someone paid me to look for Crimson Rose as she happened to be the, What? I'm trying to avoid mentioning that a dangerous assassin got stuck in the same bank as the girl you're looking for. Oh. Oh, don't worry. Besides, the last thing I worried about with Say is people. Why's that? Her attitude is usually so laid back and gentle that she has no problem getting people on her side. And on the off chance that she has to defend herself, well... I once saw her take care of a warbuck on Haywire by herself. She did need medical help afterwards, but she recovered in no time, and managed to take care of the bot. Is she really that good? She's not only really physically fit, she's also really good with Krav Maga too, and... Something wrong? No, nothing. I just realized I forgot about all that. She's not invincible, but she knows how to take care of herself. And like I said, she's resourceful. She surely found a way out. I just hope she's well wherever the hell she is. She owes me an ice cream. You want another drink, Mr. Vondelay? It's on me. Just that feeling when no GF who could actually beat your ass. I know. Are you sure? Yeah, order away. Okay, then I'll have a Piano Man. And you, Miss Stella? I'm fine. Get his order. 1 Piano Man for the detective. I just start remembering these things, but I'm never going to. 2, 3, 5... 5... 1, 2, 3. Alright, so rocks and mixed. There we go. Here. This is what drinking something classy without worrying about the price feels like. Alright, because he's heckin' broke. Alright, I should get going. My contract will arrive at the rendezvous point soon. I'll let you know if I found anything else, Miss Hoshi. Please do. Alright then. You've been generous today. He made my night with his discoveries on Say's situation. I'm not totally over it, but at least I got distracted for a bit. Well, that's it for me. Good night, Miss Hoshi. Thanks again. Please come again. You don't mind if I stay a bit longer, right? Why would I? It's not like you're asleep. Thanks. This place is soothing. I'll just go sit over there near the arcades. Alright then, that would be all, Dana. Quite a mess, this situation with, Robert. Ryan, you have a meeting in an hour with MI6, Hall C. Right. Oh, if I find Miss Hoshi, if it isn't Miss Hoshi herself. Who is this guy? His design looks neat. Are we ever gonna meet him? Ah, Brian. Fancy meeting you here. I expect to see you here of all places. Are you busy? Mind catching up for a bit? Sure, no problem. Jill will be sitting over here. Let me know if you need anything. Will do. This holophone is an old model, so hanging up is a bit laggy. You can call me Cass, by the way. Oh, he's introducing himself? Come on. Look, I'm not saying that guys here are unattractive, but there have been few and in between guys that I'm like, ooh, they look pretty nice. You know? IDK if it's a he, actually. Oh, dang. Not that anime girls are any lesser than anime guys, but... I'm Jill. Say, you guys give a lot of liberties to my boss. I mean, she gets away with too much stuff. Oh, never shows again. That's sad. It's not hurting anyone, and one wants to say it's more interesting that what... It finally hung up. It's been quite the day. At least the streets are calm today. I have... arrived yet again. Oh god, the mystic call of heroes. Calm until now. Oh, great. Wonderful. Beyond that husband, though, search grinds it. Always and forever. We meet again, bartender. Look winded, Virgilio. Yeah. It's pronounced Vir-hero. Vir-hero. Rio. No, I'm pretty sure it's Virgilio. He said as much as last time you came. Pronunciations are a silly thing society imposes on letters. Pronounced Virginio. Virgino? They want to be free. They want to be pronounced however they want. Sure, bud. You look winded, Virgino. Yeah, Virgino, sure. We all are little toys winded by the cruel hands of fate. Just stumbling until it decides not to wind us anymore. And yet, you're the only one in the vicinity hyperventilating. That's, I was jogging. Just like that. I can jog however I want. Yes, you can. Another successful gaslighting. Gosh dang it, East, you're so bad. I wanted the actual pronunciation. Come on. Something fake. Of course. Something fake. What's fake? A promo drink? A Brandtini's fake because it's a freaking martini. I don't know, it's fake by lore. Fluffy Dream is fake, isn't it? I'm just gonna give a Brandtini. I have no clue what the heck he wants. Okay, 3, and there we go. All aged, and mixed. There we go. Here you go. Now tell me why this is fake. Because I didn't even try. I did, Jill! I tried! Oh my god. Your expectations of me giving a damn about the abstract order are fake. Bravo! Brilliant! Did I win? Say, Virgilio, where do you work? I take the noble duties of curator of the Steampunk Museum. Really? What do you do? I study everything that comes and keep it clean for people that visit the premises. But lately my duties have been hindered by the museum's owner. Really? Yeah, he told me, stop touching the exhibits, you're gonna break them. The nerve of some people. Still fails to realize that I'm the curator there. Without me, all those machines would be rustier than they already are. Doesn't that mean he made them, though? Even the visitors get that I'm the one responsible for those. Why can't the owner realize that, too? Yeah. I bet he treats you like a janitor or something like that. Exactly! Okay then, time for your next challenge, bartender. Challenge, he says. I want a purity. Purity? I can't give him pure ingredients. What is purity? You want pure alcohol? What's that thing that's like pure alcohol? What's the thing that's pure alcohol? You want purity? I'll give you a fringe weaver. I don't care too much about this guy. I actually don't know. Rip East, who knows all except for this one drink. I forgot. You forgot. Alright, let's go. Aged and mixed. I serve very few things that are actually blended. Wait, is purity not alcohol? Wait. Purity is non-alcohol, isn't it? So, I'll give a blue fairy, because that's pure, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense. How is this pure? The drink. It's free from any human sin. It can do no harm consciously. Oh yes, beautiful. Hmm? Hey you, the guy over there. Me? Yes, you. Have we met before? Can't remember. Maybe. Yeah, I think. The Hong Kong riots. Oh god. No, 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 we haven't met ever at all. That's an interesting reaction. Jill, I'll be taking my leave now. Careful out there. Thanks. Huh? Excuse me, have we met somewhere before? That face, that eye. What about my eye, punk? We haven't met ever at all. Never, ever, ever, ever. The plot thickens, I know. Good talking to you, bartender. Did you just scare off a client? Apparently. Well, I'm off. Thanks for everything. Don't mention it. Are we done for the day? Yep, quite a few clients considering the whole situation. Oh shit, that Virgilio guy. You two actually met before? Yeah, you could say that. What? What? Gil stuff, don't mind it. What were you talking about to Brian? Well, we were mostly catching up, to be honest. I hadn't seen him in a while. I offered him a drink when we met last week. Talked a bit about what to do after the bar closes. Oh, and I tried to, explain the situation with, Robert here. He agreed to help me out with that one when time comes. Oh. I was also tuning up the details for a new employee. New employee? Part-timer. You'll meet him tomorrow. I hope he's attractive. Oh. Him? So it's a guy? An adorable guy, if I do say so myself. I suddenly have deja vu. Are you alright, Jill? Yeah. Must be nothing. Sus. Yes, he's very attractive. Oh, great. Oh, dude, I'm gonna be excited for next time then, huh? Feels a bit tense. Buying a shoulder massager will prevent her from getting too distracted. Have a nice day! We'll do that really fast and then end it. Where is that massager? Shoulder massager. There you go. Perfect. Brought what she wanted and she pleased with herself. She was surely focused at work. Have a nice day. Shoulder massager. Dude, I cannot say shoulder. I cannot say it as much as I try. It's so freaking difficult. But that is all for today, folks. We're gonna end it here. That's not what I meant. Gosh dang it. Well, whatever you did mean, you can explain later, huh? Yeah, but that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for coming. It's been fun as always. Hopefully you have a good night, good day, wherever you are. And I'll see you next time. Alright? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Nipa. Goodbye, Nipa.
Renew.